Welcome
to Even Odds. I thought you were going to do it.
I thought you were going to do it.
But I do it like every time.
Wait,
Welcome
okay,
to
let's
Even Odds.
Wait, let's redo it.
No, I like this. I don't want to keep redoing it.
Ah!
The one I wanted to redo it was cute too. So anyway.
Okay, great.
All right.
So here we are again.
Welcome to Even Odds.
You probably just watched our junk art unboxing.
Yeah,
if you're watching in sequential order.
Right.
And now we're doing...
Or maybe you're like me and you're skeptical about unboxings and you really just want to see what the game is like. What?
I dropped a piece.
Uh-oh.
So, junk art is a game where you stack things and then you try to not let them fall.
Well, you make art.
Yeah,
right?
Junk art even.
You make art out of what is supposed to be representative pieces of junk.
Yeah. And, just sort of like a high level overarching thing. Oh, we like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This, to me, is a must-have, honestly, for your collection. I think so. Okay. In my opinion.
Why is it a must-have?
Because I think it's very low entry point, very fun, great potential party game. Okay. People will love it. It's fun. We had a lot of fun, and it's different. And it's not a super heavy game, but yeah. Yeah. It's like,
So in it, basically, you set up a tour, a world tour, if you will, and it has these location cards that are your different rounds of play. And you can do 3 or more. You could do the whole world tour deck if you wanted. And
so there's cities, and in these different cities, apparently the sort of larger thematic thought, right, is that in each city they would value different types of whatever, or process.
Fans of different art forms.
Yeah, so you're looking for fans, to gain fans, which are these little discs, in different cities. And in Monaco, the fans, the process by which you were building your artwork would be a different parameter as in
Nashville, for example.
In Nashville,
they like cactuses.
They like cactuses to be part of their artwork.
Yep. So basically, each round has its own rules of how you pick your pieces. So this supply of pieces is everybody's, right. And in some of them, and then everybody has a corresponding card. I'm sorry, I'm just a Butterfingers today. I would not be doing very well playing junk art right now with how I'm dropping.
That's part of the review. Coming.
So every piece has a card corresponding to it.
So one card for one piece.
Yep. And
there you go.
And when you get one of these cards,
so you pull a card.
That's the piece. Oh
my gosh!
I literally just smacked my face with it too.
Wow.
I'm just gonna stop touching things for a minute.
Basically, I mean, these are, to be fair, these are very glossy cards.
Yeah,
they are a little slippery.
But it's not the card that slipped; it was the piece.
There's no drinking involved, actually.
No,
in any of this.
No.
It's just pure you have it up very early.
Yes,
in the morning.
yes.
That's something.
Anyway, so you take your piece,
one piece,
and you put it.
You have your base
on your base.
You start with a base,
and that starts your art.
So you don't want this one to be your first piece.
But you don't get that choice.
No.
But you don't get that choice
Nope.
Because going back to the world tour things. So sometimes it is that you'll take.
It's like a lamp.
Sometimes you'll give your opponent cards that they have to play. Sometimes you'll be drawing randomly. Sometimes there's a fixed amount that you want to play, and the card has all the rules on there of how you're gonna figure out what pieces to take, what ends the round, how many fans you get, and things like that. There you go, and that's it. And so that's pretty much it. Then you play through your rounds, and whoever has the most fans at the end of the game wins. They're the best artist. Clearly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you have so many fans?
Yeah.
If you weren't the best artist.
Yeah. Right. So pros, it's a super cool, unique, fun thing and a great time. We had a lot of fun. Okay, so points to consider though, on the flip side for whether or not you actually want to buy this and if whatever. Okay. So what would we say are points to consider?
I mean, I think we glossed over the pros pretty quickly. Personally, but
okay,
we can go. No, we can go. We can go points to consider. The first.
Pros. Are you talking about the poetic nature? No. Oh, I just wanted to showcase my
Your
lovely
wit.
accent.
Oh, hey! Showcase your accent.
My wit and my accent.
What accent you got?
I already used it. If you didn't hear it, then you miss out.
Oh man.
Anyway,
so pros.
Pros.
So it's 2 to 6.
Once upon a time, a drunk artist. Okay, sorry.
No, I thought you were going to keep going. Please.
No. Yeah. So okay.
So
pros.
So
tactile.
like you said, it's a low entry point.
Low entry.
Like a lot of games
things,
require a lot of explanation. This game does not. The rule book has like a more spelled out version of the rules than the cards do. So if you are confused by the cards, you can just check in there for the rules. But basically, it's always your move is going to be I take whatever piece is assigned to me. Right. Whether randomly or I picked or my opponents picked or whatever, and you're gonna put it on a base. Some of them
are speed based, right? Like
yep. Some of them there's no turns.
If you can get
your
the highest
10
or whatever
done
without
first,
without it falling. Of course, that's a huge part of this is the balance aspect.
Right. There's a dexterity.
Every time something falls, that generally has some sort of negative.
It's generally not good for you. Yeah. It's generally not good.
So it's sometimes you want the tallest structure. Sometimes you just want to outlast your opponent in it not falling or number of pieces. So this is more just about the game rather than a pro or con thing, though.
Right. Well, I didn't want.
I mean, the pros is fun. Like it's basically
it's easy to understand and it's fun.
Building things. Yeah. It's just okay. So things to consider. So let's see. I don't know if it's really a first of all, but like we said, because there is a lot of like the whole reaching across and grabbing pieces, and then the you don't want to knock over your junk art. And we kind of like, a big party
It has rules for that, though.
Yeah, but a big party element generally is drinks involved. And, I could see how it would get kind of annoying if somebody's getting, like, really clumsy. And then
if someone's had a few.
Even though there is allowance for, like, and if they knock over your pieces, it counts against them. But still, it's like, at what point you might get a little annoyed by if one person is taking it seriously and somebody else is like, oh, I need that piece, but or
and they knock over your stuff.
Yeah. There's that. We talked about the wooden pieces versus the plastic pieces.
Yeah.
So we bought the wooden ones. I thought that seemed more like cool,
more authentic
or something. That was the original print. However, we did comment, and so this is a note, is if you can only find the plastic piece one, and you go for that, it's really not necessarily a bad thing. Because
it might be better.
Because we've found that the wooden pieces do have
some imperfections
that could, that kind of do impact, like this one, for example, this particular pyramid piece has sort of an uneven side. So in a game about, the balance of things, that can really like throw that off a lot. So there's not necessarily anything wrong with the plastic pieces. We haven't tried it, so we don't know, but so there's that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would say a specific sort of thing to consider too with it.
25 inches high.
What?
Oh, wait,
That's the other thing. A lot of tiebreakers are.
Way.
What? 7. A lot of tiebreakers are whoever has the tallest piece. So they include a little measuring tape, which is of course nice.
There's one or two cities that is like the main.
Yeah, it's like whoever has the tallest one.
Yeah. So.
Excuse me.
The yawns.
The yawns.
This guy with the yawns.
This guy.
This guy.
Who's got 2 flower pots on his thumbs? This guy.
The other thing I was going to say, the only other con or deterrent that I would say is that it is a pricey game.
Sure.
It's in that, this one, I mean, we got it for $50. I've seen it online for like $70. The plastic one can be around 40 something-ish.
Yeah.
It's a cool game, but there is that to consider.
Yep. Well, what I was going to say too, though, I think it has a decent amount of replayability.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Because depending on your choices of your tour, of your rules for the rounds, and of course the randomization of the deck, of which cards you're going to get, the game is going to be different every single time.
Yeah.
And I actually think they should, any recent time in the future, I was going to say any day now, but that seems too soon or something. But I could very easily see them doing an expansion to Junk Art with new hometowns, some new pieces, and that's all you need. That's literally all you need is some, so. And I like it as far as the ease of entry point. I was going to say this earlier, but I got off track. Is that this is another one of those great games that, like I said, it doesn't require a lot of explanation, and anyone can play it. So if you want to bring it home to Thanksgiving with your family, they're all going to understand it,
Yeah.
So there's that. But a thing to consider is that it is a dexterity-based game. So if you are not, like, let's say you've got shaky hands, you're probably not going to enjoy this game that much. You know what I mean? And same thing if you're...
It's a nice game.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
But but if dexterity-based things aren't your thing,
you out.
Like if you're not, if you're not like a fan of Jenga, which is like the opposite of this, you're things like that is what I'm getting at. Is that if you're not into the tactile, like here's my piece, I'm going to place it down. Here's my next piece. How do I make this work together? If that doesn't appeal to you, then this game is not for you.
But it's been surprising to me already how really actually interesting and cool. I mean, maybe beautiful is an overstatement, but cool looking some of the little mini structures you make are. And
when
the diversity of that. And, sometimes you're looking at your opponent going, oh, how are you going to place that? Good luck. And then they put it somewhere that you're like, oh, wow, yeah, okay, that's
and you're
cool.
like, I didn't even think of that.
And there is that interactive element with each other where you're excited to see whether or not their piece actually works. So it is nice too where it's one of those, it's a type of game where when it's somebody else's turn, you're not bored because you're interested to see like how their structure is going and whether or not they're going to knock it down, and then whether or not they keep going can sometimes then impact you with how long you have to keep going. We had that happen one time where it was like, well, I just have to make it through you having to place that next piece or whatever. And
right.
So it's simple, but it's
a ton of fun. It is a ton of fun.
I will say another thing, like, you have to give it a couple rounds. I think also because you have to get used to the pieces and how they actually balance and interplay.
Yes.
And there is such a thing as bad draws.
Yeah.
Because you had really bad luck the first couple rounds where you were pulling like these.
Yeah,
and
like nothing but that.
If you pull these right off the bat, and you're like, great, now what? Okay, now I am out. and
Yeah.
I start
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So it's like some of the rounds you're like, some of them aren't as big of a deal. Like there's the one where it's like you just have to get, like it doesn't matter if you knock down the pieces. So even if you get this one to start out with, you could go like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to place an actual more solid base for myself, you know, or whatever. But
but the randomness...
Some of them where it's like you have to place it and it has to stay, and if it falls, that counts against you. And if you get these 3 to start out with, like, okay, great.
Like,
now
good luck going past that.
From there.
Yeah. That is, one thing. The randomness can really harm you. And if, if you're not okay with that, then once again, maybe this is not for you. But if you're okay with just having a good, fun, silly time with your friends, and you don't really mind too much if your particular structure gets kind of bowled over because of bad draws, then hey, great. You're going to have a great time. And that's what I think. Ultimately, this game is one of those where if you're just looking for a game to sit down and have fun with your friends and not really have to invest a lot of time in setup, breakdown, explanations, all that sort of stuff. You just want to I want to break out a game, have a good time, laugh with my friends. Yeah. This is it right here.
So to me, this is an excellent game for the beginning of a party.
Yes.
Excellent. Because, and this is that was the case with Flick 'em Up as well, and some of the games where
pretzel
it's
games.
just cool. You have your table out, and then you have all these pieces, and you just dump out the pieces onto the middle of the table, and you have this set out, and then people come in, and it's just people can immediately start messing with it, even if you haven't officially started a game. It has that impressive kind of okay, we're ramping up the night. It looks neat.
Yeah, as you play more rounds, people are going to get more into it.
You could easily have people hopping in and out of the game.
Easily, yeah.
A great warm up, a great icebreaker, a great some people still haven't arrived yet, and some, and then somebody comes in and then they want to get up and go blah, whatever. So it's a great beginning of a party game night.
Yep. Awesome. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
It's a great game.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So
did you have any parting thoughts?
No, I feel like I've been talking a lot.
You're good.
All right. A lot about it. Recommend it.
Yeah, awesome.
So, yeah.
Go get Junk Art. Maybe let us know in the comments if you have the plastic version, if the pieces are a little more consistent. Because we feel like some of the wood pieces here have some sort of just natural defects of wood, and which I think adds to the game to one extent, So anyway, there you go. So thanks for joining us.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, right? That's what they say.
All that stuff. And we'll see you next time. Next Friday or Wednesday for Warhammer Wednesday.
Or
and
Friday
for a new unboxing. And we don't know yet what it will be. You'll have to tune in and find out.
Awesome. Thanks.
Right. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. We do have an occasional one that we just...
Yeah!